Yo, what's up, guys? TheInsaneGamefreak here. I think this is probably the earliest I've ever done a review in general because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning because my mom woke me up at fucking 8. I couldn't get back to sleep, so around 9 o'clock I said around fuck it and just stayed up. And Best Wishes episode 22 came out, right? Yes, 22. Um, and this episode leads into, well, they already said the preview for I guess this Thursday, if everything is still. I don't expect this to be on schedule, but if it is on schedule, then the next Pokemon episode with the should be Team Rocket versus Team Plasma on this Thursday. It should be part 1 because this episode leads into it. But let's go and get into the review. The review pretty much is, the episode pretty much is that Ash and company get to the third gem city, which I think is Strident City in English. I'm not sure. I know it says Hyun City in Japanese. And so they're going for the battle Artie. The reason why they don't end up is because they run into Artie before getting to the gym, and they find out Artie's a little paranoid because he thinks there's something going on. And Iris does a little joke because beforehand they're talking about, I want some ice cream. And Ash is like, no, we're going to have the fucking gym battle. Then we'll get the ice cream, Iris. Don't you be making decisions for this group right now. And pretty much what happens is that Iris is like, I sense something. I sense the disturbance that you're feeling, Artie. And she goes, this way! And then they end up going to the ice cream shop anyway because Iris is a very sneaky bitch. And it's funny because the ice cream shop is closed, which is even funnier. And then Pikachu notices that starts sensing something from the sewers, where Artie explains that what's under the sewer that's down there is the water system that goes all the way from the countryside area. And they go down there to investigate shit, and they run into I don't really know what its name is in English, but it's a centipede-ish Pokemon, and it's the pre-evolution of that fucking thing from the other episode. From the episode that they explained Kibago's dragon sneeze problem. And anyways, there's one in particular that gets stuck, and Ash goes through his little crusade, which it seems like that's the theme of this of him in this generation, where he seems to be like going out of his way to help all these Pokemon because Artie warns him. It's like, this thing has like a poison point. You touch this thing, or a poison thorn. If you touch this thing, you're going to get poisoned. But they had to get it out. It was stuck in like a pipe, and they got out the pipe. Unfortunately, Ash got poisoned, but he got healed because Dento's a badass, and he's like Brock, but so much quicker and so much faster and so much stronger. Now it's being ridiculous. But pretty much he makes friends with that one, and then obviously he starts hearing a whole bunch of noise, and they find out there's a big ass swarm of a whole bunch of these things, a whole bunch of these. I think it's called some type of millipede or some shit. It's something called to that effect. It's like a millipede or some shit. I'm not sure. But you know what I'm talking about. It's a poison type. And there's a whole bunch of swarm, and then they go back up. They go back into the city, and the city is full of these things. And we get to run into our old friend Trip. Trip is there. Trip is fucking has caught. We see two of his Pokemon. He has an evolution of Pidove, and he has a that ghost fire type that looks like a fucking lamp. He has that. And when we first introduced him in the episode, he and a whole bunch of other trainers at the Pokemon Center are like attacking these things. When fucking Ash is trying to be like, no, man, save the trees, man, save the Pokemon. And more of like, nah, do not attack them. We can do this in a peaceful manner and shit. And so pretty much the mayor shows up and is like, what we're going to do? And I already suggest, let us get these guys in one area. And if we can't, you can go with your violent behavior. But I think we can do this without the violence and just do it. Now, while this is going on, they have Professor Juniper researching this shit back at the lab. So for whatever reason, in this one, they actually make the professors way more involved because everyone knows, Oak wasn't this involved in the main story for that long. Neither was fucking Elm, Birch, or Rowan. They weren't this involved because Juniper actually shows up where they're at by the end of the episode. But anyways, they made the agreement that if you can get these things into the park and get them away from all the people, we won't do any harm to them. And Shuji doesn't understand that logic because it's like it's either us or them. I guess it's his mindset, which really isn't the best mindset to have in this type of situation. And pretty much they do figure out a way to get this because they find the leader of this thing, which is just a bigger looking. It's just a normally large version of the Millipede Pokemon, and the one that Ash helped goes up there and vouches for Ash. Ash is a good person and everything, which works out. And then Artie becomes the fucking Pied Piper because he pulls out like this insect flute or some shit and is leading these things to the park while everyone else is trying to like get all the fucking things to fall in line by using various attacks. Ash has Pidove use Gust. Shooty even comes out and helps and has his evolution of Pidove use Gust and Aerial Ace, I think. Iris gets them the move using Dragon Sneeze, is what we're calling it. And Dento helps with a light version of Bullet Seed, and even Nurse Joy helps using it's like some type of heal move where it like calms the Pokemon down. I forget what it's called because she uses Audino's ability. But anyways, so they get them all in line and everything's cool. They're all gathered in the park and everything's cool. Shooty's like, oh, also one thing to mention, they don't even focus on this at all, but for whatever reason, Ash's Pidove evolves in the episode. I don't know. It wasn't no rival shit. It was just I'm gonna evolve randomly. She evolved randomly. I forget. Ash's Pidove is a girl. They went out of their way to tell us that he has a girl flying type. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but still, it's yeah. Anyways, I'm getting completely off track here. That's funny. He has like 2 girl Pokemon. He has Snivy, and who hasn't done enough, in my opinion, battle-wise, hasn't done enough. Snivy and whatever Pidove's evolution is called. I think it's called Tranquil. I'm not sure. Or Tranquil. I'm not sure. But anyways, they get all the Pokemon gathered. Shooty's like, I'm not gonna stay here because they gotta get the situation resolved. And there's no point in sticking around. When I can go easily go find another gym while they're dealing with the situation. Shooty still has this like I'm better than you type of attitude, but it's a toned down version of Paul because he's not as annoying. Like he doesn't get Ash either, but at least it's not on the Paul. Like Paul's level of it was retarded. Shooties or trips isn't as bad. And pretty much at the end of the episode, they figure out that there's the reason why these things were acting up in the first place is because they live in the underground area, as they said. And the underground area connects to the Desert Resort, which is where I think their nest was. But something in that area was throwing out a whack and fucked with the Earth's vibrations, which freaked them all out and made them run into a damn town. This is where we learn. Actually, we knew this at the beginning of the episode. They actually show Team Rocket flying over Desert Resort, shooting like looking for some type of energy in Desert Resort. And then it cuts into the opening, and then it cuts back again to show that they found some energy relating to the Metanite, which is I guess is what it's called, and they even show a screenshot of Giovanni flying to Unova. So the title, if you haven't guessed by now or you haven't read by now, is Giovanni in Unova. And then, because the next episode is literally about Team Rocket and Team Plasma. It's like Team Rocket versus Team Plasma Part 1. And then, so I'm assuming this is going to be a 2-parter. But that's really how the episode ends. It ends on like a cliffhanger because when they cut back to Ash and them, Professor Juniper's there. And her, there's Officer Jenny, Ash, Dento, and Iris are going to the resort to see what the fuck is up. They just know there's something going over there. They don't know Team Rocket and them over there. So next episode is them going to it, and that's how they end the episode. Is them Nardi has to stay behind to make sure that the little millipede Pokemon don't freak the fuck out. But that's about the episode. Honestly, it's you might as well say it's three. It's a three. This is part one of a 3-part episode because this leads into the next episode. Like it's a direct correlation. So that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I just unlocked I just got the fucking download DLC for Jill and Shimmer Growth on MC on Marvel's Capcom 3, so I'm probably gonna go play that. But leave your comments of what you thought about the episode in the comment section below. If you want to, like the video if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to subscribe. It's early. I really don't give a fuck about plugs right now. But that is it for Pokemon Best Wishes episode 22 review. I might do a season 1 of Best Wishes review, and when we get to episode 26, and tell me what you guys think about that, and tell me what you guys thought about the episode, and I will catch you guys later. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon. Peace.